Hello people, it's Matt Rogers and it's now 2:16 PM here in the UK and I welcome all of you. Now I apologise about the way that cut out that image, that video showing you that there was a huge wave that struck the Netherlands and people were just out sunbathing and just enjoying their day and a huge wave caught them by surprise. Now I'm not surprised about this because the weather patterns are becoming much stranger all the time and news media still hide the truth. You will hear this lady from the BBC, Alex Dolan, a well-known weather expert, that basically don't say nothing about the chemtrails, doesn't give any information about those strange cloudings that we're seeing in the skies. I mean, the game is up, isn't it? Because when she goes through the broadcast, you can see on the screen those chems and the pollution that they're putting up there and the changes as we are heading for a pole shift. The Earth is changing right now. We could see them. Hired chems up there in the skies with those clouds, our natural clouds, being burnt away all the time. So I'm going to play this video. I apologise if it cuts out because I believe with this radiation that's coming through from the sun, it's causing the internet to play up as well. Things are slowing down and starting up and I'm getting emails saying that their internet is slowed down and buffering. It's not the same as it was before. This heat coming from the celestial body, the sun, is now aggravating everything. It really is. So let's go and listen to this lady's words and also look on the screen. And the BBC again are hiding the truth from us.
For many of us, look at this lovely sunrise taken in. A beautiful morning for many of us. Look at this lovely sunrise taken in Cambridgeshire this morning. Then some gathering clouds for the afternoon and some pretty torrential downpours. This photograph taken in Essex pretty much captures the scene here. It's come in on this cold front here. It's made steady progress across the country over the last few days. So we held on to the hot and humid air this morning, and then as it hit that hot and humid air, it sort of went bang really, and we've had some reports of hail and lightning. Look at the radar image here. You can see how the rain has tracked across the region, and certainly Essex was well in the firing line. For this evening, though, they are starting to move out into the North Sea, these heavy showers, but certainly they're going to rumble on for another hour or two, and not an entirely dry forecast for the rest of the night as well, because there'll be a legacy of cloud left behind and some outbreaks of showery rain. Now, turning our attention to the temperatures, they're going to stay really quite high and still quite muggy overnight tonight, with lows between 13 and 16 degrees. So we start our day tomorrow already quite warm, that area of low pressure well out of the way and high pressure starting to build in. So it might be a bit of a cloudy start for some of us, particularly across those eastern counties, places like Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex, and possibly one or two light showers, but an improving picture with some sunshine coming out and still quite warm through the day tomorrow, still quite humid. In fact, 20 or 21 Celsius are high. The winds coming from a westerly direction, so that'll mean those temperatures on the coast are not quite so chilly as they have been with some onshore breezes, and it's looking largely fine and dry for the afternoon. And then as we go into Sunday, a slightly fresher feel to things. The fresher air kicks in, we'll see some sunshine, perhaps one or two isolated showers, but for many of us, Sunday looks as though it will be a dry day, but those temperatures are a little lower, 17 to 19 degrees for most of us. And then looking beyond into Monday, an area of low pressure gathering in the Atlantic, and it's likely to bring us some wet and windy weather, but for us here in the east, perhaps a bit later in the day, so we may well kick off Monday to a bright and fine start. So we've got those 2 days, a risk of showers for Sunday, worth mentioning, but many places should stay dry right through the day on Sunday. And for Monday, a largely dry and bright start, then cloud increasing and the threat of some rain and the winds picking up later into the afternoon and overnight Monday into Tuesday. So it's a slightly cooler, fresher forecast really from Sunday onwards. There are likely to be some showers as well on Tuesday.
Okay, you heard that from news media, the BBC. They just make out that everything's just fine and just to go about our business. They're telling lies to the members of the public here in the UK. They're telling lies from all over the world right now. They don't explain and they don't say anything about the chemtrails. They don't explain that they're poisoning us up there in the skies. They don't explain the strange weather patterns. One moment it's hailstoning, the next it's raining heavily, and then it's just red hot again. It's because we've got that huge celestial body that's out there now. We're seeing this on the other cams around the world. Every single part of the globe now has got the same weather patterns. At first this lady's panicking because she knows that something's wrong. They get told to say nothing. It just goes on like a fairy tale. To us, the public, they're just saying that everything's fine to the very end. So that's think out of the box with this. Let's not believe the news media propaganda lies that's run by the government. That's really think for ourselves. We don't need these lies, do we? We just want the truth. Here is some earthquakes that have happened recently, just a couple of hours ago. I mean, here's a magnitude 5.9 earthquake that hit Papua New Guinea. I mean, 5.9 is, again, as I said before, is a 6.9. They always change this. That's a large earthquake. And there was reports as well on media that they've said that there was people that were affected by this. There's people worrying all over the these areas that are feeling these earthquakes, and we've got to respect those people and hope that people are okay. This was early yesterday. I mean, you can see this, 2nd of June. The time over in Russia there is 23:24. And another one, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake. Now that is quite big, isn't it? Because the real magnitude is a 7.8. That is a very large quake that's happened very close to some islands down there, the sea level there in the Bering Sea. I mean, that is a large quake, isn't it? We're seeing more of the magnitudes now, aren't we, than ever before. It's a huge build-up now, isn't it? Here again is a magnitude 4.7 that hit in India as well. People are starting to notice now that these quakes are starting to spread out a lot more around the world now. And we really need to concentrate on the finding these reports. Because again, the news media, as you saw in that video here in the UK, we're just being lied to all the time. They sweeten everything up, don't they? These lying stories on the weather channels, just so we pay our TV licence and just carry on our merry way and pay our taxes to the government. This is all they're doing it for, lying all the time. I mean, they don't tell us about any of this information, do they? And as I said in another video, sooner or later we're going to end up with earthquakes. Some huge changes here in the UK will happen because as the sun is so much affected now as it's turning white hot. I mean, something's going to explode up there, isn't it? There's going to be a huge problem. And still the list goes on. Another 125 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. I mean, you've got them in Italy, Hawaii, Iran, Turkey, Chile, Greece, China, Italy again, it's Romania, I mean, Tennessee. It's all happening now, isn't it? It's not just in the usual places. I mean, these earthquakes are spreading from all over the place because we've got those holes in the jet stream. And we've got these coronal holes that are with the sun and pulling out these huge solar flares now that are heading down towards our planet Earth. Burning holes into our core that's causing these eruptions under our feet down at the Earth's core. I mean, the Super King volcanoes, the size of these things, there's spread out around the globe, and they're ready to erupt right now. They really are. They're huge, and they will cause a problem to our Earth as well, humanity. And we've got to survive this. We really have. And we're just bringing out the information. I mean, look at the one in Alaska 41 minutes ago. I know it says a 3.9, but that's a 4.9. It carries on. So it just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. It's an eye-opener. This is the Soho live chart. I mean, look at this solar flare. I mean, that's heading towards our Earth. To the left-hand side. Just look at this. See the size of this blast that you will see on the screen here. I mean, there's a dark shadow here to the right-hand side. And we're seeing an object to the right-hand side, aren't we? There's a shadow here. Can you see this? There's trash. See this? It's bits coming off the sun all the time. Look at this. I mean, watch this blast. I mean, look at this. This is coming from the sun, the coronal holes. This is what's heading towards our Earth. And again, news media here in Britain, I mean, and Australia and the USA, the Far East, Russia, everywhere, they are lying about this. They're not telling us the truth of these huge blasts coming from our sun and heading towards our Earth. They're not warning anybody. People need to be alert to this now. And I urge people to use sunblock if you're going outside. Put a jacket on. I mean, don't leave yourself wide open to this, because you'll burn. You really will. And I just want to respect you to let you know that we've got to keep safe with this. We've got to prepare for this, because it's only getting worse. Because eventually NASA will turn this off to stop people from looking and worrying about this. Because, I mean, the truth has to be explained. It has to come out now to the public, because this is what I want to do. I want to warn the public about this huge situation now. You can see that shadow. You can see the solar blasts. I mean, these are billions of miles long, and they're heading straight towards us, and our Earth is being battered by them all the time. You've got to remember that Earth is like 4 billion to 5 billion years old. It's a huge object that's ancient. It's an old celestial body that we're living on right now, and we just want to look after it. But they turn around and say it's our fault for the pollution, it's our fault for climate change. We have got to now pay with our taxes to mend this. They're not doing this. What they're doing is they are using our taxpayers' money to build, to go underground, and thinking that they can save themselves, to hide themselves from when this big huge event comes, when the sun becomes too hot, too unbearable for us humanity to stand and walk around. Because it's starting to do that now. I mean, it was doing this in the winter period as well. It was still, we were getting these strange weather patterns. We were getting hot days in November. I mean, we're supposed to be the furthest away from the sun. These blasts are getting much stronger now. So again, it's just keeping an eye on all the information out there for all you. Here's another chart as well, but I spotted something on this chart as well. Can you see this? There's an object here. Now, I've checked the space charts, okay? The up-to-date space charts. It's not supposed to be here, this object. What is this that's coming in? Can you see this? This isn't supposed to be there. And again, all the trash that's coming through. Now, another thing as well, on Wednesday last week I checked the charts, and they blocked out half an hour of the footage. It jumped. because you can see the timestamp on the bottom left-hand corner there, can't you? But it cut out 2 days last week. Now I wonder what went on there, because I'd like to have checked this. Now I sent an email to the Soho webpage, but I haven't had anything back about it. So again, it's just monitoring things. They're hiding things from us all the time, aren't they? They're turning cams off all over the world. The NASA cams, they turn them off for a brief moment, half a day. The thing is, they just don't want people to know, do they? So I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. I mean, I'm going to keep this on 24 hours on this object here, because it was a lot smaller last week and it's got a bit bigger now. Anyway, I'm going to go to check the NASA cams. I'm going to see what's going on with NASA now. This is a NASA cam, okay? Not much you can see here, but you can see the top of the Earth just up there on the left-hand side. But the red, can you see this red reflection on the screen? You can see this. And also you can see sprites. They call them lightning. It's lightning, but it's going upwards. But you can see the lightning through those cams and clouds. It's a very heavy storm down there. And again, as I said before, these objects that are up in the heavens, these beings, now we've gone through this before with these UFOs and things, they're attracted to all these lightning strikes. They really are. And the weather patterns, as I said before, are changing completely now. Now, I keep saying this, but the media just don't want people to see this. They don't want you to see the truth, what's going on with the amount of radiation that's filling our atmosphere now and causing all this strangeness of these weather patterns all the time, because around the whole world is the same. We've seen it on the Alaska cams and also the Mexico cams and other cams, skyline cams. They're all the same weather patterns right now. And the storms and these other problems we're having up there in the skies are just going to get so much worse. They really are. We're going to see a whole load of differences up there in the heavens. It's all around the corner now. I mean, as I said before, the time bomb is ticking. It really is. Because at any point now, I mean, the other day, as I said before, it was very, very hot. I mean, we saw those chems above the natural clouds are being lowered and burnt away because of the Nibiru magnetic pull from the Earth's magnetic pull. And then all of a sudden, it starts hailstoning. I mean, what sort of weather pattern is that? I've never seen that before. It just 5 minutes and then gone again. And then it's red hot again, and then all of a sudden it showers. Can't make its mind up, can it? It really can't make its mind up now. So I'm going to continue looking at this on the huge monitor. I've got a monitor in the here, and I am going to keep this on pre-record to see what I can find on it as well. Now I'm going to show you some subscribers' images, because they've seen some fantastic things, and I respect all of you, and I believe that we should show you these, because other people's work is very much deserved to put in view. So let's show you these now. Okay, what we've got here is a fantastic image from Ron. Again, he's a professional photographer, and he is picking up some fantastic images. Now, you can clearly see what he's done is he's put like a circumference circle just above the image. Now, as you can see here, this object is basically showing that it's like a rounded piece. There's a black celestial body that's above it. Look at it. I mean, is this trash that's coming through? I mean, that is in space. Now, going back, as I said some time ago, last year, wintertime, November, I was looking out at the night sky northeast, and I looked and noticed them lines up there in the skies, them dark lines. I had to focus in on it, but I could see that, and it was like moving. It was very strange. But Ron, that's fantastic. There's something clearly up there, isn't it? I mean, it's not a star. It's nothing that we know of up there. But again, just a mind-blowing image, isn't it? But thank you very much for sending that in to me. Now, again, I've zoomed in on this. Okay, this is from Ron, and you can see clearly that there's something that's blocking this object above the top of it. It's like a round circle. I mean, you can see this, can't you? Like a celestial object that's black, that's up there. I mean, again, it's just very strange, isn't it? And it's a situation that people won't understand what they're seeing. Only us, we're clearly noticing the differences now. And I just, again, want the public to notice it as well. I really do. And again, Ron, thank you for sending this in to me. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is another image from Ron again. I mean, there's another object up there. Is this a UFO? An unidentified flying object that's up there. It's like a triangle image. I mean, you can see that clearly, can't you? This is pointing northeast at 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, there's so many subscribers out there now that's really taking care of looking up in them skies now, and that's fantastic. Absolutely stunning. Some spectacular images that's coming through. We really need to get people to understand now that there is things going on up there now as well. There's golden orbs that are moving across the sky. There's objects like this you can see on the screen that's moving across the sky at high speeds. You have to really be persistent and study the sky to catch these items, because again, the news media will not say anything. They've been told to say nothing. It's down to us now to put down them iPhones, put down the TV, put down your TV remote, turn it off, go outside on a clear night and view those skies, and you will see them images. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, again, look at this. This is an image that everybody's seeing up there in the skies, these strange textures, these colours. We're seeing this creamy coloured reflection and then the blue reflection. I mean, these are not natural clouds. These are just chemicals, toxins up there that are covering the truth. The plasma that's burning through now, that's causing all these earthquakes. I mean, you can see the disc. I mean, it's all evident now, and they're still hiding this from the public. They really are. Got to try and expose those government officials and what they're doing. NASA, they should not be now hiding this from us. They shouldn't be hiding it now. That simulator is still doing its work right to this very second. Ron, this is an absolute amazing image. Thank you for sending this in as well. Now, I explained this on the other cam, the other video. It's so evident now. These strange black clouds that move in front of the sun, and they just stay there. They don't move at all while the other clouds are moving. And it's coming up to summer now. It's very hot, but can you see on the trees that below, the plant life is still dying. It's being burnt away. The health from the trees have disappeared. You can see also above and also below, it's too dark. It is far too dark for the sun to be out. It really is. It's very dim now. Up in the shadows up there in the heavens, it's completely changed. But again, people still walk around and they still think everything's fine. This is another true amazing image. I mean, you can see that there's another heavenly body on the image that's behind those chems. You can see the two different shadows. Okay, down below you've got that red shadow. The sun's going down on this image, and you've got a heavenly body. There's an object behind those chemtrails above. It's there. And again, the trees, they're just not as healthy, very thin and faded and very unhealthy. But again, thank you for sending this fantastic image in. And I'm going to show more images shortly as well, of a list of other people that have sent footage in. Getting bags of emails, and it's fantastic that people are sending all this in to me. Here's another image as well. I mean, you can see that the simulator, the sun, everything, those chems, it's just burning now, isn't it? It's getting very much brighter, it's getting bigger, and it's just killing our hydrogen out of our natural clouding all the time. So another fantastic image. This one here as well, you can see where the simulator's into play in front of the sun. It just changes it, doesn't it? I mean, everything is twisted up there in space now. They're trying to hide the huge problem, but you can see to the left there's an object. I mean, it doesn't hide it all the time. To the right and the left, we're seeing these shadows on the horizon. They're trying to hide this, but they can't. It can't carry on much longer. It really can't. And I believe as well that looking in between the lines of news media and the governments around the world, you can see that something's going on because you can see them panicking. They are all panicking. We again can see the pollution up there that's being spread above those clouds, and this simulator, as I said before, is falling apart now. These objects are getting bigger. So again, another fantastic image. I also believe with this image as well, it's not our sun. It could be the blue Kachina. It's too blue up there in the skies. It really is. But again, they try and fool us to thinking that the reflections are from our celestial body, the sun, the yellow sun. I mean, look at it. It's not the same colours as we're seeing. And we're seeing these problems up in the skies, but again, the BBC and ITV here in the UK and around the world, CNN and other channels that people are watching on their news media after work, they still again don't show you the truth, do they? They don't show you, and they don't explain about the chems. They don't show you what's going on. They haven't said a word. They really haven't said nothing to the public. They don't want us to know. Anyway, so I'm going to go now. And thank you again for watching the channel. As I said at the beginning, I apologise for the videos cutting short and slow and stopping and starting. It's just, again, I believe that this is to do with the radiation that's coming through now. It's slowing down the internet. There's something that's not right. So anyway, take care. Respect to you all from Matt Rogers, and speak to you soon.